Bam, we're live. Good morning, guys. Bailey, good morning. Steven, good morning. Logan, there you are. Holy shit. Hello from the Rich Froning podcast. How about you eat a big fat dick? Eric Weiss, Omar Conejo, eating beaver. Speaking about eating dick. Oh, I bet you that already got me a ding for saying that too. Eating dick. Crazy. Crazy.
How you doing?
Tommy G, I'm having internet problems this morning, but I'm still doing my best to be here with you.
Likewise. How do I look? Is this good, or do I need to turn my
Dude,
camera on?
you look like the rock star you've turned yourself into.
Woo!
Hey, could you turn your phone the other way?
Let's see.
Jason Hoopa. Good morning.
I don't know, dude. I'm like a grandpa with technology.
What if you turn it sideways? Does it just give you landscape mode?
Let's see. Does that do anything? No.
Fuck your phone.
My phone is not good.
Chase Bryan, Tommy G is such a badass.
Thank you, Chase. That's kind words from you.
Let's start with a big picture review. If you guys don't know who Tommy G is, he is he's transcended being a YouTuber. He is a full-blown fucking journalist. I don't know what you're doing, but I want to tell you, I got a tinge of jealousy. I'm not even a jealous man, but I felt a little jealousy. Tommy's everywhere. His YouTube channel is exploding, but I don't know how to explain it. You're a humanitarian too. You're a good dude. Like kids at the school jumping over the fence to come get your autograph and take pictures with you, and you're like, hey, you want to do push-ups? And you're hanging with the bros and the hoes, but you're not glamorizing it. You're not feeling sorry for them, but there is I do feel my tear ducts turn on once in a while watching your stuff. You know?
Well, that's good. I think if I can make stuff that impacts people and share stories and also allows me to explore and travel the world, it's like I can't think of anything else I'd rather be doing.
I can't remember. Are you Christian?
I grew up Christian. I know the Bible pretty well, but the more I read it, especially the Old Testament, dude, the less I feel any connection to that stuff.
Really? Because you act like a Christian do-gooder. You're like such a you're like a you're such a good dude.
Well, I appreciate that, and I don't know. Yeah, when I read the Old Testament, dude, I'm like, God wrote this. Like God divinely inspired this. Like I've read hundreds of books, and I love reading. If you would just put me on an island with just the Old Testament, it'd be like, come on, like this book kind of sucks. No
What?
offense.
Tell me. Tell me. Oh, look at someone. The clock. The Old Testament is bizarre.
It is. This is my problem with the Bible and the Old Testament. Is when we go to church, we hear the same 15 stories or so that like Joseph getting, becoming the leader of Egypt with the food and managing it and forgiving his brothers for selling him into slavery. Like there are some beautiful, wonderful stories in the Bible, but there's a lot of stories that are like, what the hell was that? And that they don't read aloud in church and that are kind of like, probably I would say X-rated stories. And I just feel like
Can you give me just a hint of one, a slight example?
I think there's one about a father that realized he got a prostitute and realized it was his daughter, so he spilled his seed on the ground so he wouldn't get her pregnant. Like that's a story of the Bible. Or let me think of another good one.
Wow! That's like some Pornhub shit.
Yeah, that would be trending number 1 on Pornhub right now. I think even
I'm going to hell. I'm sorry. I'm going to hell.
I mean, even just seeing the Old Testament God, like he wiped out whole towns or the whole world even with the flood. And we're just like, oh yeah, he loves you. And it's like, really? Like if the Old Testament God was your next door neighbor, I feel like you'd be a little concerned.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to give it a spin. I can't even. I want to say I listened to it on audio, but that if I did, it was like 30 years ago.
I will say, just for the Christians out there, that the redeeming part of the Bible is, of course, Jesus Christ and his story. Which another thing I have issue with that is like this is the most important guy who's ever lived. Yet we have 4 tiny books about him that are relatively repetitive and only cover a small segment of his life. Like we have no idea what Jesus going through puberty was like. We have no idea Jesus, like, was he interested in females, males? Like, what did he think? Like, he never encountered sexuality. There's just a lot of stuff that I'd be curious to know more about Jesus.
I had this dude on. Oh shit, Tommy.
Hmm.
Oh my god, I know you get a million. I feel like I'm having a deja vu because I did this to you last time you're on the show. I know you have a million fucking requests for shows and people making suggestions. I just thought of one.
Hmm.
There's this show I did with a guy named Chris Bledsoe. He wrote a book called UFO of God.
Whoa, that's an interesting combo.
He can summon UFOs at any time.
This guy can?
He's the most contacted UFO expert by the US fucking government.
He sounds nuts, to be honest with you, just hearing about it, but I would be open to talking to him, that's for sure.
And bro, that's what's crazy. Like the CIA and NASA and all those people are all over this fucking guy. But he thinks that his thing is that it's God. He's managed to weave the UFO and the God story into one. Like these UFOs are angels and shit.
I mean, who knows what's going on? Where does this guy live, do you know?
In the Carolinas somewhere.
Well, if he would like to speak with me, I would be happy to make a road trip and see some UFOs. That would actually be probably very frightening now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited that I thought of this, and I'm kind of getting chubbing up a little bit knowing that you actually like it. Hey, David, Jesus is not fake as fuck. The Tooth Fairy's fake as fuck. Easy, buddy. So the book is called The UFO of God. I had him on, and there's something really weird about the podcast I did with him, dude, because Tommy, it keeps growing. It's one of those obscure podcasts that I should have only gotten like 2,000 views on and then maybe like another 10,000 on Spotify. But it's every day that there's comments. And when he was on here and he talked about the UFOs and shit coming into his house and the aliens coming into his house, I asked him questions like, hey, what if now that you know that they're everywhere, what about like if you're having sex with you're having sex with your wife? And people in the comments got upset. Or I'm like, hey, like when you masturbate, like if you're watching some Pornhub and you're masturbating, are you tripping that they're watching? He's like, I've never watched porn. And people in the comments are like pissed, which brings me to what you said about Jesus. Are you telling me Jesus didn't do funny shit? Like, did you ever climb up to like the top of a 20-story building with your friends, like to the roof, and then you pee off and see whose pee hits the bottom first, or just fun shit like that? It's kind of like, it's not harmful, but like, did Jesus do stuff like that, or like throw paper airplanes, like you know what I mean?
Out. Like in the Bible, there's no adolescent account of what Jesus was up to. Basically, we hear a story of when he was 12. He goes missing. They find him preaching at a local church, and then from like 12 to like 31, there's no record of what Jesus was up to. And all of a sudden, he appears, and he's kind of in Messiah mode, and he's doing all the speaking and miracles and cool stuff. But like the whole in between is like, what was this guy up to before that?
Messiah mode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna UFO of God, and I'm sending you just his Amazon page. He's super easy to get a hold of.
Sounds like the aliens have figured out how to get a hold of him easily.
Yeah, they get a hold of him. You're right. They get a hold of him. He gets a hold of them. I'm looking for our
now, a guy that claims he's being visited by UFOs that are sent by God. Does that not strike you as this guy's potentially off his rocker?
It's an option, right? It's an option. If someone the guy who invented the atomic bomb, or who dropped the atomic bomb, are probably off their rocker too. Like, really, you dropped a bomb on a city of Japanese people and vaporized 500,000 of them?
I suppose there's a lot of innovation connected to kind of crazy people, but there's good crazy and bad people, and bad crazy. But I mean, if you're Thomas Edison and you're in a laboratory for weeks at a time, not talking to your family, tinkering around with funky wires and chemicals, like I think madness probably does lead to a lot of creation.
Okay, here's a question for you, just so, because we need to get a baseline for crazy. What's crazier, to say you see UFOs or to say that men can get pregnant?
I would say men can get pregnant, because one is actually somewhat possible.
What, the UFO part?
UFOs are, it's actually
plausible. Okay, good. All right, good. Then we're on the same page. I think we're on the same page then. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where I'm at. You said it.
Someone said a trans man can get pregnant, sure.
Yeah.
But not a man.
Right. Okay. Yeah, okay, me and you are in the same place. Yeah, I think I'm with you. It's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's really mellow, benign. He doesn't except for this alien shit, he seems very sheltered.
Hmm. So he's a
Oh,
hardcore Christian guy that also happens to moonlight on the UFO side.
yeah, but basically the UFOs to him are like aliens and shit. Or the UFOs to him and the aliens are God. They're like the angels and God. That's the part. They're not he's changed the name of them, right?
Mm-hmm. Suppose it's up to interpretation at this point. No one can really say definitively anything about the UFO subject.
In this book that he writes, and when he was on the podcast, it seems like every single person that goes and visits him ends up seeing the aliens. And you
Well,
should be scared because when I had him when I read his book at the end of the book, it says, if you want to see the aliens yourself, just do this. And it says like, go outside and look up at the night sky and ask to see them and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I didn't do it. It was like a Ouija board. I'm like, I'm good.
prayer is another thing that's interesting for me to like sift through, because it's like, what if someone's dying from cancer? If 999 people pray, like God's like, nope, can't do it. But if 1,000 people, is like, yeah, okay, I think I can pull some tricks. I just feel like that's the wrong interpretation of prayers. Like, I think if anything, it's like trying to build a personal connection to God, and it's almost like a Christian form of therapy. Like, you don't go to your therapist, you lay it on God, so you talk to God about it. But I think the idea that God's up there like, oh, I need the Chicago Bears to win tonight, and God's like, well, I think I can make that happen, I just think is a little silly to think about.
I agree. I agree.
He's not like a deli meat worker where he like, you punch your card and it's like, oh, I'm 91, I get to order what I want now, and he's just like, okay, what do you want, you know?
I think people are going to hate this, but I think it's more along the lines of you pray to God, hey, I want to catch the every pass tonight. And because you prayed, then you believe that you're going to catch every pass tonight because you believe God's on your side. And therefore it leads to you making your best effort to catch every pass, to hold your end of the bargain. And then you catch every pass, and then you thank God because you think that was an important mechanism to it. Like there's almost a what's that called? Like when you're afraid of black cats.
And then you attract black cats, or superstition.
Superstition. There's like
Yeah.
a superstition piece to it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of interesting mechanisms like that psychologically, right? That's like the one I always freak out about, abortion. They don't tell you the problem is they don't tell you that when you get an abortion, you pick something up. And that's the thought that you had an abortion. You have to deal with that your whole life. And
Yeah.
picking up thoughts sucks.
Have
Like
you
if you hit an old lady with your car and then sped away, you're going to carry that for your whole life.
Yeah, and that's a big burden to carry. Have you ever spoken with women that have gotten abortions and like have thoughts about it? Man, they wish they didn't do it, or because I only know 2 or 3 women that have gone through that, and all of them wish they hadn't gone through it.
Yeah, because yeah. I've only spoken with a handful of them also, but I can only imagine. Same with the men. I can only imagine, because then you have to think, even if you're all for it, you have to carry that your whole life. Drugs are the same way. Nicotine's the same way. I tried nicotine in my whole life. Even this morning, I thought about nicotine.
Really?
Like, yeah, I fucking love nicotine. I mean, I haven't had it in a long time, but like, yeah, it would be nice to put a pouch in right now.
Yeah, it is. It's a bad the little buzz you get.
Did you ever fuck with nicotine?
I do Zins. Are you familiar with the Zin pouch?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Little white ones.
Yeah, they're supposed to be the less dangerous or cancerous version of nicotine, but I like it, dude. I it's a road trip thing, or if I'm cruising around in the car, it's kind of like a thing that I've been programmed now. Like, okay, I'm like a little monkey. When I get in the car, I like to throw one in.
Here we go again, men talking for women because they've talked with 3 women. Listen, we can use a different example. We don't even have to use women. I've talked to men who've had whose wives have had abortions, and now that they think about it their whole
When
life.
did we say anything speaking for women? We're just saying with the small sample size of women we've encountered that have told us this because they trusted us to tell us, because it's a very personal thing to say. That was their feedback. And the idea, like, we're getting to this weird place, like, oh, if you're not a woman, you can't talk about this. If you're not an Asian person, you can't talk about an issue that goes with an Asian person. Like everyone is free to talk about anything, and I'm sure.
Look at God
And she gets.
cast them down. You lost your video. For how dare you speak to Allison NYC like that?
Yeah, sorry, Alice. Oh, am I off?
Your video's off.
Sorry, someone was trying to call me, so it went off.
I like that. Allison just said, "Get out of here." She's from New York. I like that. That's like, aren't you from New York? Oh no, you're from Milwaukee. But that's like she's giving us some New York slang now. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
So I don't. Yeah. Anyways, we can move past it if it bothers some folks.
Hey, it's even like I can't wait till I come out of the closet. So I'm just so tired of not telling everyone I'm gay. It's this exact same thing, right? Like it's just the burden of keeping a secret. You just want to be like, oh yes, I love sucking dick.
Well, I think I'll go to a more pure comparison where it's like,
thank you.
I would say the abortion thing is similar to being a police officer and having to carry around, like, even though there's things that you make the right call, like maybe it was the right call to have an abortion in that moment for that person. If just like a police officer, it might be the right call. The guy's charging someone with a knife and you have to take him out. You have to live with these types of things for the rest of your life. And there's just some lines when you cross them in life, you don't know.
Damn, he's getting blown up. People are calling you. Is that people calling you?
No. Yeah, this one number keeps calling me on repeat. And if they call me again, I have to answer it and tell them stop calling me. So,
look, listen to this, Trish. Man, we've dug. I know 5 women who found their abortion necessary and don't regret it. I wouldn't even say it's regret. I'm not even talking about regret. I'm just talking about it's your part of your story. You pick up part of your story, and like, do you want that to be part of your story?
Well, I also think it's what situation you are in life, and so they may have been in a place in life where it was probably the best option for them, and that's, I think, more power to them. They get to make that choice. I'm not saying anything pro or against it. I'm just.
Oh, that's another guest you could have on. You could do fuck with he's coming on here tomorrow. Seth Gruber. It's his second time on. He's made it his life mission to make abortion illegal.
Yeah, I probably won't have him on.
Oh, too controversial?
And I'm not that interested in it. Also, like,
oh, all right.
It's just what I don't know. It's why is it so? I guess he could answer why it's so important, but
I just think I'm pro-choice. Don't get me wrong. I'm pro-choice, but I just think it's fascinating that you want to save babies. What?
Yeah. When people get that obsessed about one thing, it's like, okay, I don't know. It's like the pastor that hates gay people, but then you find out he's secretly gay too, and it's like, I don't know. When you fixate that much on one thing, it's just interesting.
Yesterday, we'll go back for about a month ago. I put on a 16-pound vest, and I did 100 jump ropes, single unders, not double unders, 100 jump rope. With a 16-pound vest on, barefoot. And then I did that every 2 minutes for 20 minutes. So I ended up doing 1,000 jump rope barefoot with a 16-pound vest.
What did you think?
I was a little concerned that I would be super sore. I wasn't sore at all. But yesterday, Tommy, I ran stairs with my kids, my 2 6-year-olds and my 8-year-old, and we ran stairs for 20 minutes. My calves are so fucking sore I could barely walk this morning.
It's amazing. When you have youth on your side, it feels like you can do anything to your body. But once you start even getting a little bit older, it's like you do that and you feel it for a while.
But why didn't the jump rope make me sore?
Maybe your calves, maybe you have really strong metatarsal in your feet and they can handle it, but your calves are a little under par compared to your feet.
Yeah, it was crazy. Are you training? You have time to train?
Yeah, jiu-jitsu and coaching wrestling probably 4 or 5 times a week.
Holy shit. Are you doing your own editing?
So we have 3 different editors, but Miguel is the main editor, and then Jack is another guy on my team. But I do some of I'll cut things down, but they make it look good. Like I can't do the fancy editing, but so it's a team of 3, but Miguel is definitely the chief editing officer of the squad.
I highly recommend 3 of these videos. Highly. Inside the Secret World of Miami's Millionaires, Visiting Trapland, Wow, these guys are cool. By the way, I could tell how giddy you were. You love rappers.
Yeah, definitely.
You were so giddy. And you'd been up all night when you did that piece, right?
Yeah, because we'd been hog hunting the night before and got home at like 9 a.m. And so it's amazing how much you can be off. Like I felt like I was drunk. That's how tired. We had to pull over on the road because we were driving and I couldn't keep up. And none of the guys in my crew were either. We were so exhausted that just getting a 20-minute, 30-minute sleep on the side of the road was the safest choice.
I reached out to both those guys after watching this and invited them on my podcast.
Kosher and Trapland Pat.
Yeah.
What did they say? I'm sure. Did anyone get back to you?
I don't know. I sent them last night, but man, those are two really fucking cool young men.
Oh, I'm a big fan of both of them.
How do you find those guys?
The rap world is kind of a small place, and so I'd done a video with this rapper named Babytron, who also collaborated with BLP Kosher, and my friend Certified Trapper did a song with BLP Kosher. So then we hit them up and did the Florida experience, and they're just two young men that are making music, and I would say being very positive. Rap is an easy world to get pulled into a negative direction because a lot of rap that's popular right now is like the most vicious and heartless, and I have no feelings, I treat women like shit, and I am a menace to society. And so like to hear guys that are coming up with a different spin on it is interesting. I like it.
And you just reached out to them?
Say that again.
You just reached out to them?
Yeah. So when they saw a lot of rappers are interested in working with me because when a lot of them, those are some of my most successful videos.
And you were walking with these rappers by a junior high, and these kids come running over and jump over the fence, and they want to take pictures with you. Is that your demographic? Is that junior high
My
kids?
demographic is like 70% 18 to 35.
Oh, so that's a little older. Okay. That's interesting. But all those kids knew who you were and they were taking pictures with you. Did that shock you? Did that surprise you? You're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Not really. I mean, it's well, one, we were also with BLP Kosher and Trapland Pat. So between the three of us, there's, each kid knew at least one of us or both of us or all of us, and so it's just weird how the internet works. Is like you don't anticipate this when you're on your journey. Like you're just thinking, oh, I'm going to make interesting documentaries about cool stories or cool people. And then all of a sudden, people see you in the bathroom at Quick Trip, or that people see you in the grocery store or at a restaurant. And it's a different, it's just a new hurdle to encounter.
In one of your videos, Tommy, there's just a quick segment with you wrestling with Sugar Sean O'Malley's coach, who
Tim Welch.
What's his name?
Tim Welch.
Yeah, and he's I think I saw him compete at Abu Dhabi Combat Challenge. I think he's
I love that guy. He's a very positive. He runs a really cool gym. Like the vibes in there are great. He's a great leader and he's tough. And you saw towards the end of that segment, you saw him tap me. He would have choked me to sleep if I didn't tap. So he's a tough son of a gun.
Well, why doesn't that deserve a whole video?
If we would have gotten deeper into it with Sugar Sean, it would have been. But Sugar Sean was rehabilitating his back at that point and couldn't train. And also, he's at that level of stardom where I think he has to meet you once or twice to figure out who you are before he invites you into his life. So a lot of it was just getting to know him, going out to lunch with him and his coach. And next time we're in Arizona, the door's open to hang out and do more. But we just didn't get enough of a story to make a whole video about it.
Do you smoke weed?
Yeah, I smoke probably 2-3 times a week, like 1 or 2 puffs at a time.
That's it.
Yeah, but I don't like putting my astronaut boots on and going way out to the moon, but just enough that I can take a little bit and I go into the woods or I edit or I work out. That's where I like to be.
So this dude, tell me his name again. Chris Welch.
Tim Welch.
Tim Welch. You just contacted him and he's like, oh yeah, swing on by, Tommy.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was a fun trip because we also got to talk with a mafia hitman, Sammy the Bull, who had done 19 hits in his day. And then we got to go to the Zone, which is a tent city in Phoenix, where It's the second biggest homeless camp in the country at that time. They actually just bulldozed it, and I don't know where those people are being.
No, July 10th. You said in the video it says July 10th is when it gets bulldozed.
Oh, maybe they, because I know they keep issuing warnings and the court keeps pushing it back. But that was one of the most intense places I've ever visited. I mean, it's just like, it's almost, those people are humans, but they're almost living at a subhuman level. Like, people are like laying in muck and like shouting at the sky and doing fentanyl right in front of you. It was definitely alarming, and definitely, like, we had to leave at one point because someone's schizophrenic mind was taken to places where it was like, okay, I think we need to get out of here.
So it's interesting that you still call them homeless, because your videos preaches exactly what I've been preaching since day one. He walks up to one of the guys here in the place and he says, hey, now listen carefully, everyone. He walks up to one of the guys in the place and he says, how many people here are drug addicts? And the guy says, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. There's 1,000 tents in this tent city. It's in fucking Phoenix. It's such a comprehensive piece, dude. Then you go into that business. There's a business, a deli that's been there 33 years, and Tommy walks in there and he's like, how the fuck are you guys staying in business?
Yeah, and the sad thing about this deli owner, this guy Joe, is he's had a thriving business for many years, and then the city let homeless people basically camp outside of his place. Like, there's naked guys with axes peeing in front of his door, and he just has to like accept it. And now, like, that's going to be his retirement. I mean, he's an independent business owner. It's a hard thing to do, and his plan was to, he's almost at retirement age, and his plan was to sell his business, retire, go off into the sunset. But who in their right mind is going to buy that business when they have to compete with people throwing feces like at each other 2 feet away, you know?
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. And you're not even exaggerating. It literally is people taking shits just right in front of his restaurant.
Yeah, the New York Times did a wonderful piece on him. And so there's a lot of people that support him, but like, how are you going to convince your family this is the place that we want to stop and eat? You know, like, most people are going to be scared of it.
I also want to point out another piece of the element that I preach quite frequently is Tommy interviews this guy, and he says to him, hey, what's up? How did you end up in the camp? And he says, I was addicted to drugs, and now I'm trying to get off. And the reason I was able to try to get off was because I was arrested. He was arrested and taken to jail for 2 months, which changed his cadence in his life. And it allowed him to get off of drugs. So there's on the left, you have people saying, hey, do needle exchanges. And basically it's the whole codependent route. And then on the right, you have, hey, let's take him to jail. And I personally, if I was addicted to fentanyl, I'd want to be arrested and taken to jail. You have thoughts on that,
someone
Tommy?
someone very close to me in my life was doing a lot of different drugs for many years, went to jail for 10 months, and now is 7 years sober. And that was definitely, if he hadn't gone to jail, we were definitely like, okay, when is this guy going to overdose? When is his door going to get kicked in by the police? And it was very scary. So I think the thing is, in this country, we can overdo it. Like, 10 months is one thing, 10 or 15 years is another. The same guy that is now sober, working for Amazon, doing fantastic, they wanted him to plead to 15 years. And then they reweighed all the evidence and like, oh, it's all misdemeanors, you can go. And by that time, he was sober and able to re-enter life. But
You don't like the 3 strikes, you're out. You get caught with cocaine 3 times and we lock you up for life. You're not down with that.
Cocaine? Why should someone be in a prison for the rest of their life for cocaine?
I agree. 1 month at a time would be more than enough.
I think a lot of it, because a lot of these, we've done a lot of different stories on homeless camps. We just did one in DC, and a lot of these people have resources, that there is housing for them if they want to stop using, but the pull of the drug is so severe that they would rather live in garbage on the street than have a government paid apartment, which is just staggering. Because I've done a handful of drugs in my life, but I just can't imagine something being that intoxicating that it's just like, I would rather live like with open sores and with you know.
Oh, he froze. All I heard was open sores. Darn it. Dylan, I saw that also. There's a video of California state representative telling people if they love their kids to leave California. You froze, Tommy. You were saying that there's people who would rather fucking do drugs than with open sores all over their body than fucking get a little shelter and get a little reprieve.
Well, I think we should have a little bit of sympathy of how difficult it is to get off. Like even the process of withdrawal is a horrific process, and that some people feel like they're going to die, and it's weeks long of agony. And so I'm not saying let's throw the state budget at them and give them everything, give them a Rolls Royce and all that. But I think, like, man, knowing that it could be your brother or your friend that ends up in that situation, it's just, we should have some sympathy.
Yeah, it could happen to anyone, and it takes people maybe 1,000 times to try to get off of drugs. You might have to try 1,000 times, and I totally agree that the three strikes thing is fucking stupid. I also want to remind people that was Bill Clinton, and our current president Joe Biden. Once again, it's fucking crazy. He froze again. Tommy. I thought you would have amazing internet. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, I think my internet just may have popped back on. Let me connect to my Wi-Fi, and we should be good to go.
You were on the phone this morning with the internet provider? That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah. I don't know if there was an outage or what the heck happened, but let's see. Let me do this.
It took me 12 years to get clean. Yeah, Dylan Dykes. Yeah, I believe it. You got to fucking try.
And congratulations.
Yeah, good point. We still lost you. We lost you, Tommy. There is another. I want to show you guys something. There is another Tommy G channel. There's another Tommy G channel. You scroll down here, and it's called The Tommy G Show.
Yeah, it's my podcast channel.
I know, and I started freaking out a little bit. Look at this one right here is so good. Ron Johnson. Hey, dude, you sent emails, repeated emails to all 100 U.S. senators, and this is the only dude that would let you interview him?
Yeah, because we had an inside contact from Wisconsin that lined it up for us. But everyone, me and my guy Keegan, I'll give him the credit. He was the researcher on this. But we sent emails to every single senator, and none of them were able to take our requests, and a lot of representatives too. So.
You have a crazy jumping YouTube channel. You're approaching 700,000 subscribers, active subscribers, and I can't fucking believe you can't get an interview with the senator.
I think a lot of them talk to their side of the aisle. Like if you're a Fox senator, you talk to the guy that's going to give you the softball questions about immigration and Trump and whatever it is, and then if you're on the left, you go to the CNN contact, and they're going to give you softball questions about, you know what I mean? I just think, and I think it's too much of a risk, like to allow me into their office. They don't have control about how I'm going to edit things or this or that. They don't know if I'm a good guy, a bad guy. So I think to them, it's probably just not worth it. But if they want to connect to the younger voters, they got to, because my generation and the younger generation is not tuning into Fox or CNN for our information. They're tuning into independent platforms. So if they want to reach the next demographic, they got to do business with me at some point, or someone like me.
This dude was cool as shit, right?
I was very surprised. I thought I was meeting a U.S. senator. I'm like, oh, this guy's going to be kind of evil, greedy piece of shit. But Ron Johnson was surprisingly, he's genuine. He is, and I don't know, I didn't research his politics. Like people, like I had someone at my gym say, oh, you just spoke with a Nazi. And I'm like, I don't know about that. But he talked about, he was open about, he didn't politician answer any question really.
I was blown away by him. I was crazy impressed by him.
Yeah, me too. And I didn't expect it. I thought this guy's going to be not a good guy. Like he's probably on the take from somebody, and he might be, who knows? I mean, I asked him about lobbying donations because he's number 7 on the list from NRA. And that was the one question where he sidestepped it too easily, where he was just like, oh, I don't even notice those payments coming in. I'm like, that's $700,000, man. Like, what do you mean you don't notice it coming in?
I'm blown away. So he's a Republican, that guy?
Yeah, he bills himself as a small government conservative and kind of an outlier of the Republican Party.
Great, dude, you're killing it. Your podcast game is killing it. What's the plan there? How often are you going to be doing those?
I'm trying to do twice a week, but it's interesting. Like, look at that episode. A U.S. senator is getting like 2,000 hits, and the episode after is a White House chef, and I have an episode with a future billionaire, an episode with another YouTuber with 1 million subscribers, and for whatever reason, those haven't caught as much traffic as I would have guessed or hoped for.
Well, shit, you just started. How long have you been doing it?
A couple months.
Oh, dude, it's gonna take fucking forever, don't you think?
I also think there's just a saturation of so many podcasts out there, and the other thing is, like, you're competing with, like, there's a lot of podcasts that have a lot, like, the big names make a like, it's like a tour, like, you know, Theo Von's about to release a special, so he's gonna go on the other 15 biggest podcasts in the nation that you're competing against, and I would rather click on that than some small guy interviewing a U.S. senator. I guess I don't know. It's just
hey, dude, that interview is like one of the best interviews I've ever seen. I'm right now in my mind, I can't think of a better interview I've ever seen with a politician.
Well, I appreciate that, and I hope to continue to deliver. And anyone knows AOC or Trump or any of those people, I'll be happy to talk to them. I'll talk to AOC one day, I'll interview Trump the next. And I think that's hopefully what'll distinguish me, is I don't have a horse in the race, so I'm not trying to smear one person and uplift the other. I just want to ask them questions.
I'd love to see you interview AOC. Ryan Long, you got Ryan Long.
Very funny man.
Very funny. Sammy the Bull, 80,000 views. That's crazy.
Sitting in front of him was very surreal, and also, like, even though he's an old guy, like, I still felt like a slight air of, like, holy shit, this guy could take me out if he was thinking about it. Like, he easily could put a hit on me.
Why isn't he in jail if he's killed 19 people?
Because he collaborated with the FBI. So John Gotti was his boss, and John Gotti was going to try and get him to take all of the years in prison. And once he realized that John Gotti was turning on him, he collaborated with the FBI, and he only did 5 years for that. But then he had I think he helped fund an ecstasy ring in Arizona, and then he did an additional 17 and a half years in Arizona, where there's cartel guys in that prison, there's Aryan Brotherhood guys in that prison, and somehow he survived with people knowing that he's a rat like that. I mean, he might have his justification for it, but in the prison world, they don't really care, I feel like. So somehow he made it and survived, and now he runs a YouTube channel with 500,000 plus subscribers.
No shit. The Bull has a YouTube channel?
Yep, he does.
Oh my God. How's your monetization going? I heard you mention something about it on one of your shows.
It's a lot smoother right now. So I currently have 0 strikes on my channel, which was
congratulations.
Such a sigh of relief, dude. When I got home, I landed from my honeymoon, and as I was on the plane, I got my message of my 2nd strike, and I'm like, holy shit. There's no way I'm surviving another 90 days, because I was getting 1 strike a month at this pace. There's no way I'm surviving another 90 days without getting kicked off the platform. And so that was just like a hold my breath period of time. But I've been working with YouTube, and we have a new system set up for making sure the videos are clear. And so it's been going really well.
What did you get your strikes for, and can you tell me about this system?
I can't tell you about the system. More or less, they can review it and let me know that I'm good to go before.
No shit.
But
before you publish it, you have someone who will review it for you before you publish at YouTube?
I actually can't really say many details of it, but
wow.
But the first strike was instructional theft, because I had a clip from my Kia Boy documentary it's been on dozens of news channels and dozens of TikTok channels. They got to use it, but when I used my own short clip, they said I was telling people how to steal.
Oh shit.
And then I had another clip where I was sipping Drank, that lean with a Texas rapper.
Yeah.
That was promoting drug use, even though I didn't. Like, it was like a 7-second segment. Like, it wasn't like we even focused on it. And there's dozens of things on YouTube where people are explicitly talking about lean, and that didn't, get in trouble, but mine did. So it felt like, what the hell? Like, why is it arbitrary on who gets the stick and who doesn't?
My first strike was I posted. It was something from Instagram that I showed, and it was an old man defending himself in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 3 seconds long. You couldn't even see what was really going on because it was like a shaky camera, and it was behind a telephone pole, and it was from far away.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that I was encouraging violence.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit, this is like, wow.
I know a big one right now is a lot of YouTube channels are afraid to talk to anyone that are anti-vax. And here's the thing: I have no idea. I haven't studied the science. From what I can tell, vaccines can seem really, really wonderful for humanity. Some people say it's not. I don't know, but I feel like it should at least be allowed to be talked about. But I know Theo Von got a strike for having Robert F. Kennedy. There's Joe Rogan controversy right now about that. But the idea that we're not even allowed to discuss it is just really strange to me.
Well, I got my second strike I got was because I suggested exercise and nutrition as a cure for sickness.
How
And
dare you?
and you're not allowed to do that because it goes against the WHO guidelines. So basically YouTube was following, I think they actually just uplifted it about a month ago. They were following the WHO guidelines. So if you said anything about the COVID vaccine that didn't comport with the WHO guidelines, you would get a strike. And I was pulled off. Did you ever get pulled? I got pulled off for 7 days.
Yeah, that's so. First strike is 7 days. Second strike is 14 days. Third strike is permanently banned, as well as every other channel that is under your same name. And you're never allowed to even start a new YouTube channel after you get permanently banned
For life?
for life. Doesn't that seem a bit draconian?
Hey, and my shit was like, so how, dude, it's brutal. What about how old was your video when you got the strike?
Yeah, some of them were around for months before I ever got the strike. So it was so
Mine
surprising.
too. Yeah. Okay. So is that assholes going back and reporting you?
I'm guessing it's robot. I'm thinking it's some sort of AI because there's no. That's the thing. I understand YouTube's difficulties because they have billions of hours being uploaded every single week.
Right.
So how do you possibly screen that? And there are certain things you don't want on YouTube. Like you don't want a cartel beheading on YouTube. You don't want to, you know. So I get their concerns and their issues, but like to just out of nowhere, 3 months after the fact, get hit with a huge thing that if this is your primary income, if this is the way you put food on the table, it's like, well, what the hell? This is kind of crazy.
So this show that we're doing right now, I'm looking at the live stream, and it says you have been limited with your ad revenue due to content identified as not suitable. I'm guessing it's because I said the word abortion and COVID. So look,
or vaccine, that's a big trigger word.
So it says it remains fully payable and is eligible to earn subscription revenue from YouTube Premium. So basically, I'm going to go to ad. I do this for every show. This happens. I'm going to go to ad suitability and request review. And I'm going to request the review even before the show's over.
And do you think they're going to agree with you?
Yeah, I always 9 out of 10 they're like, "Oh yeah, sorry." 9 out of 10 they apologize. But I lose all the ad revenue for the first 5,000 views, which is like a couple $100 per show.
Yeah. It's absurd.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, it's weird.
I know you like your chat. I guess I don't know how you could do this, like go live and then release the YouTube version later so that you can get ahead of the curve. But
you mean like have it vetted?
If that's probably the only way that you would get clear on the first few thousand views.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, the more I love the morning show, having my regulars in here, the regular crew commenting. Yeah, it's part of the show. That I would oh man, I would hate it if I couldn't do the show live.
Yeah.
We switched to Rumble for a week, and it was
doesn't have the audience there.
For me it was the interface, what I'm able to control. Do you do anything live?
I'm gonna start. I've been told I should be going live on YouTube, so I'm gonna experiment with it. I haven't done it. I don't know. I just like to do my work and keep my head down.
Yeah, I hear you. Don't go live. You're too good. Don't go live. I don't want to need you in my space. So the monetization, it's chill. It's chilled out. You're in a good spot, and
it's back on track.
And you have no strikes.
Yeah, all I have is a warning, which I think that'll expire at some point too.
My how long does a warning take to go away? I have one strike. It goes away in July.
They're all 90-day periods, I believe.
Okay, so once you lose your last strike, then you have another 90 days before your warning goes away.
I think so. I'll have to check to see if the warnings ever do go away. But for sure, the strikes go away after 90 days.
The diamond market guy. You brought a humanity to tracks. I also invited him on the podcast. You brought a humanity to him that was awesome. What was he like? Did you hear the question? Check, 1, 2.
Yes.
Tracks. What was Tracks like? You brought a humanity to him. The whole thing where he's like, his whole thing was like, yeah, I need to start speaking up and supporting Trump more.
He just seemed down in the dumps about the world. Like he was kind of a little bit of pessimistic. Trax is the jeweler from New York that he served some of the biggest rappers in the world, like Kodak Black and Busta Rhymes and Cardi B with their bling, Mr. Beast, Logan Paul. And so I got to see the behind the scenes of the diamond world, like where the emeralds are made and cut and how the pieces are put together and negotiation on the floor. And
great video, great filming, great camera work, great editing, all of it. Dope.
Thank you. It was fun.
And my favorite part is the humanity you brought to him. Like we got to feel him.
Yeah, he definitely could he needs to some help cheering up. He's definitely exhausted by the world, it appears.
How do I it's weird. I lost that station. I'm only on the podcast station. I want to show that guy. He's so young already. So you think that guy's rich?
I think he's doing well for himself. Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing you pointed out is that De Beers owns all the diamonds. Basically, they've cornered the diamond market.
Yeah. One thing I wish I pushed a little bit harder on was like, because there's a significant amount of exploitation in the diamond world, but he's just the end. Like he's the end of the chain. He's not the beginning of the chain. So it's not like he's directly hiring people in mines. But yeah, that De Beers company, I think, has brought a lot of human misery, particularly to parts of Africa that are nearly unspeakable, and they're not being held accountable.
And 90, damn, where is that video?
It's a little bit up from where you are.
This way?
Go up a couple more rows.
What is this? The end of my channel?
That was when I had 2 strikes, and then this was my pitch to start putting people onto my second channel, the podcast channel. It's a skit that I made.
Oh, okay. I don't see the diamond. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, this is a great video too. Were you happy with this one?
Really happy, yeah.
Are there any of them that you're not happy with? Tommy G froze. Damn. Hello? Check. 1, 2. So this scene right here, this guy has a 2000. Oh, you froze. Are there any you're not happy with, Tommy?
Yeah, there's a couple videos I filmed that I've just never released, like the poorest county in America or exploring Gary, Indiana. But we're gonna redo those videos because now we have a better camera, our editing's better, our ideas are better, and I try to avoid talking head videos where it's just me sitting in a chair with somebody and we're still. I like there to be action as well. So and also I rather than people talking about things, I want to experience it. So if someone says life here is tough, show me, hey, what does your house, your trailer, your apartment look like? What does your refrigerator have in it right now? What do your kids say? Like, what do your neighbors think? Like, I want to go into their life rather than just like, yeah, things are tough. Like speaking at a, if I'm interviewing them. Do you know what I mean?
Totally. Don't take my word for it. Let me show you. This is, I mean, there's things like that. Like when you're in the tent city, like it's like, hey, where the fuck do these people go to the bathroom? Oh my God, they sleep there. Like you show all that shit.
Yes.
You show their neighbors. It's crazy. Hey, do you have before I go back to the subway, do you have any peers?
Yeah, I would say there's a few. Peter Santello, he's kind of the more mature, like I'm sure his audience trends a little bit older than mine, but Peter Santello travels the world going to interesting places. Brandon Buckingham does a lot of interesting journalism. There's this guy, Tyler Oliveira, who, if you look at his recent videos he's done in India, holy shit, like this guy is making really, really interesting pieces and bringing you into places you're just like, wow, like I can't believe, like the most crowded slum in the world or the dirtiest slum in the world. Like he does stuff like that, and it's just like, wow, like I can't imagine. He's gone to Epstein's Island.
Oh shit. Oh, I
He,
think maybe I saw that video. I think maybe that's the only video I've seen of his. Him and a buddy went on a boat there, and they're walking around on the island or on
yeah,
jet skis.
yeah,
Would you do that?
I would love to. I, that's one thing that I did a video in Washington D.C. where I met.
Would you break into Epstein's house to get content?
Oof.
Take a glass cutter, you know, like one of those ones they have in the movie, and you spin the circle around and cut a big hole, and you and the homies go in and be like, "Yep." Like, what could happen to you? Have a lawyer ready on your quick dial?
Yeah, I mean, I saw an article that a billionaire bought that property, that island, at a bargain, and is now going to renovate it and make it into a tourism area and kind of wipe the Epstein smear away from it. And so this is the thing: anything that's important there has already been confiscated, burned, erased, placed into safekeeping in a high intelligence area. So I don't think if I go there, I think there would be minor risk. I think it's usually right now it appears just a grounds crew is there maintaining it, but it's not like the files or the pictures from his exploits are still there somewhere.
What's going on? How come we don't know more about that? How come do you know anything
about it? Oh no,
about
it's been totally taken care of. There's nothing more to look into. All the guys that are on the list aren't being investigated. It's no big deal. I mean, nothing to see here.
What did Ron say when you brought it up to him?
He said that he finds the death suspicious. Here's the one thing I did find interesting, because I spoke with liberal think tanks, nonpartisan think tanks, Republican Senator Ron, and citizens in Milwaukee and in Washington, D.C.
Oh, wait a second. You're not allowed to talk about Jeffrey Epstein because you're not a pedophile and you're not a billionaire and you have no idea what it's like to be him. So you're not allowed to talk about that. Sorry.
Exactly, which is a good logical fallacy on not being able to comment on other stuff that doesn't.
Yeah. So you're not allowed to talk. That's great. That was good. Okay, go on.
Yes, but everyone unanimously thought the death was suspicious at the very least, except for the liberal think tanks. Like when I asked them that, they're like, "Oh, whoa, like this organization does not comment on that type of stuff." But like 2 seconds ago, they were talking about corruption in the Trump family, which I'm happy to hear, or the corruption with the Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. Like, please tell me more. But like, it's just interesting how depending on the side you are, you can only talk about corruption on one side or the other. Which I don't even think Epstein is a bipartisan, both sides of the aisle corrupter. Like, I don't even think you could say he's a Republican or Democrat. It's just he's.
He froze again. During the Epstein piece, he froze. Let the conspiracy theory start. Wow, look at David. That's very feminine of you, David.
God damn, I'm sorry.
Everyone, no, you're not sorry. You're not sorry.
Everyone that's on that flight log should be investigated thoroughly. I don't care who they are.
Oh my goodness! Hey, what about the map flag? Someone said that the minors attracted person flag. It's like 2 colors off from the trans flag.
I haven't heard about that yet.
Are you gonna do any map stuff? Are you gonna if
there's a trailer park in Florida where it's inhabited entirely by former sex offenders, and it's called Pervert Park. I would like to go there and talk to those folks.
Okay, so here's another thing that Tommy G uncovered in his Zone video visiting Phoenix, and I talk about it on the show all the time. This is the course people's lives take. Okay, ready, everyone? You're born. Your parents don't watch closely on you. Uncle Buck fucking diddles you. And next thing you know, you're addicted to drugs and you live in a tent city. Like, that is the fucking theme. That's why we have to fucking protect kids.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, that's the no, so yeah, that's it, guys. That's the fucking thing. That's the way it all happens. You have kids, your kids get diddled. Don't be like, well, it's not always Uncle Buck. I don't care. It's the spirit of the story I'm trying to share with you. That's why kids have to be protected. Something fucked up happens to the kid sexually and sends him off on some fucking sideways thing. And then he gets addicted to something. Hopefully it's fucking track and field or CrossFit, but a lot of times it's drugs. And then next thing you know, he's fucking living in a tent city or robbing banks. It's fucking, he uncovers that. And it's not even you don't push that in your videos, but it's a common theme that I see everywhere. Like whether you're doing LA prostitutes, everyone that's doing something that you're like, fuck, that looks like a really hard life. They got diddled.
A very high percentage of them have that in their story. Definitely.
Yeah. It's crazy how you always end up there. It's crazy. I'm like, yep, motherfuckers. Yeah, that's a great name, Pervert Park. I thought Pervert Park was California.
I believe, look it up. I just researched it yesterday. It's near Tampa, Florida.
Allison NYC, you can share your opinion on the topic all you want, but you truly can't understand it. Yeah, good. I don't want to truly understand. I don't want to truly understand. I don't want to truly understand diddling kids. I don't have a desire to truly understand.
No, but her point is, until like you've lived the experience, it's hard to truly speak on it. That's fair. I mean, there's theory and then there's lived experience. That's of course, but I still don't think no one should have a muzzle on them because hey, Allison, if you're not black, you can't comment on a black issue. Well, no, I think you should. Like, you should be able to comment on any issue you want. Is your opinion that good if you don't have the experience? Like, that might be your point. Is because we're not women, we might have the best opinion, and that's
yeah.
fair.
We might have the best opinion though. Also,
it's possible. But
I mean, look how brilliant it was. We stopped racism by taking Aunt Jemima off the syrup bottle. I mean, that was fucking brilliant. That was one fallen swoop. The corn syrup stays in the syrup, but the lady has to go.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's like when you're asking for opinions, you want to talk to experts, and usually experts have a field of study or long-lived time in that field, and those are probably the people you want to talk to about each issue.
I think even if you weren't diddled, I'm not saying you weren't, Tommy. I think that the sheer number of people you've interviewed in bad situations does actually make you an expert on the outcome of getting diddled.
Sure, or at least like I have a pretty good idea of the formula of homelessness at this point.
Thank you. And we started the show with the greatest homeless man who ever lived, way outlier, Jesus Christos.
He was more of a nomad than a homeless guy, I would say.
All right, fine. This guy takes ounces of gold with Tommy G out onto the streets of New York. And they, you're not going to report me if I use more than 7 seconds of your video, are you?
Do your thing.
All right, thank you.
What do you say to the people that are struggling out there?
Wait, where do you get your music from? You have so much good music and all your... Oh, he's gone again. What the fuck?
I'm here.
Okay.
Epidemic Sound. So there's a subscription. There's a subscription-based website called Epidemic Sound that has a lot of really good music. You can copyright free use, and then as we form relationships with a lot of rappers out there, we can use their music. If their manager is called whitelisting the music, that we can use it.
Wow. Oh, it's so good. Here we go.
Any words of inspiration?
If you're struggling out there, there's a very, very high chance that there's a road to a place where you're going to be extremely happy. But it's up to you to find that road.
Trax hit 1 million followers on Instagram, so he gave out pieces of gold worth $2,000 each. Here's how it went. And this to me is such a huge comment on society, what you're about to see here.
I'm going to load up this Trax pack. Each one of these ounces.
Dude, a fucking coin hit the ground. You don't know how much that bothered me when I saw him do that right there. He pours all those ounces of gold into the bag, and did you see one falls out? Do you remember who picked it up? Oh, shit. Tommy froze again. This should be called the Frozen Tommy Show.
Is $2,000. Let's see if somebody wants it for free. Sir, you are smart. Sir?
I'm thinking we maybe do this at a time where my internet's back on, because I don't want to ruin the flow of the show with my frequent pausings.
Tommy, we're an hour in.
Oh, I guess we are.
Okay. Jan Clark, this conversation is exhausting. Let's enjoy Tommy. He's a fun dude. No, it's not exhausting. It's all light. Trust me, it's all light. Where compared to what Tommy has seen, it's all light. Hey, when he was dropping those pieces of gold into that bag, one hit the ground. Do you remember who picked it up?
Mm-mm.
Do you remember it falling to the ground?
Did I pick it up? I don't remember. No, tell me.
I don't know. I didn't see who picked it up too, but when I saw him do that, it drove me crazy.
Mm.
I saw one hit the ground. I was like, "Hey!" The editing is fantastic. The presentation is fantastic. The humanity piece is fantastic. I want to draw one more example. You can come on 1,000 times to my show, Tommy. It's okay that you're freezing this time. I'm not butthurt. By the way.
Good old Spectrum. This should be an ad for Spectrum Internet.
Right. There's a piece right here, this dice one.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to guess of all the shows that you've done that this one wasn't one of your favorite.
I don't like gambling and watching people throw away so much money and waste so much of their day playing a game that has no skill and is all luck was just like interesting to observe, we will say.
Yeah, the ending on this really shows the humanity of it all. Was that an awkward interview here at the end with this dude?
No,
I mean,
Pat he was pretty smooth to talk to.
You don't think he was devastated by all that money he lost?
I don't think it's his first time. If he's been playing dice for 15 years, this isn't his first day where he's walked around from the table losing. It's just maybe his first day that's been widely filmed and circulated.
When you make a piece like this, if it's not one of your favorite pieces, do you think, hey, maybe I shouldn't put this one out? Or you're like, no, fuck that. I did all the work. It's still a good piece.
I think if I can accomplish seeing a scoop of life, a slice of life that is not easy to encounter, that might interest other people, then I think it's a good piece in the portfolio.
All right. Where do you think that they get their fresh money every day? How do those guys?
I'm going to leave that to the viewer's imagination.
Did you ask them?
I wasn't trying to incriminate anybody, Sevan.
I understood. There's sometimes you do incriminate people, but I guess it does like if you're like when we're looking at the fentanyl in the zone, but at that point it doesn't matter. Since fentanyl is so ubiquitous, you're not. It doesn't matter. They're not going to come.
You're talking to one person, all of a sudden you look over, there's a lady smoking it in front of you. So it's like, oh, and she knows the camera's out too. So and then she's like she wanted us to show more about it.
There was Tommy walks up to a lady in the video and says, hey, how long would it take to get some fentanyl? And then one lady's like, no one would show it to you. They were afraid to get caught. And then in that second, someone puts their hand in front of the camera with fentanyl.
Yeah. And then she goes to get more fentanyl. She comes back with a handful of fentanyl pills and crystal meth in her hand. The police drive by and I'm like, dude, like put it in your pocket. Like she just has it like right there. And I guess there's not much of a penalty there because I was more scared about it than she was.
The black lady in the pink with the giant tits, she almost seemed normal, like she didn't belong. Do you know who I'm referencing? I know you make so many videos.
The lady in the pink outfit? Yes, I know who you're talking about. I was surprised to see someone as coherent as her in the tent city. Yeah, she was definitely one of the more interesting, coherent characters we met in that episode, and I really enjoyed meeting her and hearing her story.
I'm trying to figure out where she is, and then this lady, you basically bleep out her whole story.
YouTube would have really gotten mad. Her story was horrific.
So in the beginning of the show, it basically says that she was kidnapped by 8 guys and raped all day.
Yeah.
And then let go.
And that's not the first bad thing that's happened to her. Like her life has been just the one thing is that it is sometimes hard with some homeless people to tell like what's reality and what is.
Oh, yeah. He froze again. Damn it. There was one person in here that was fascinating. Tommy, check. Oh,
Yeah.
So say that again. There was one person that there's people that you can't tell what's real and what's not.
Some people that their entire life is fabricated. There's an interview earlier in it where she's like, I joined the Navy when I was 8 years old, and I graduated college when I was 9 years old, and I like. She's just saying nonsense, but hers is more obvious to tell. But there are
Right.
people
This chick was like, she graduated from college at 5. She told you.
I'm here on SSDI, Social Security income.
Yeah, and she's on Social Security, but she's also independent. She said that was some crazy shit.
Yeah. She right off the bat, because of how off the wall she was, this is going to be about a very short conversation because it's just going to be wild ramblings if we keep going.
So on YouTube, you can't tell but it was good. It gave you a good perspective on the crazies there. On YouTube, you can't tell stories of like vicious rape.
No,
I had no idea.
Or it would have been, and probably rightfully so, age restricted. I mean, I don't think that's something that if you're.
Oh damn, he froze again. Maybe I should have listened to Tommy. He's kind of the YouTube expert, not me. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh man, we froze again. Do you know when you freeze?
Yeah, I can tell. And I feel like I'm on like 2 strikes. If I keep freezing, I feel like we call it, throw in the towel, and do it this another time.
Okay, fine. We'll do it again. Hey, thanks for coming on. Thanks for giving us an hour of your time. You demand.
Appreciate you, brother. We'll talk again very soon.
Yep,
Okay.
I'll bug you. Yep. Okay. Bye. Tommy G. Well, shit. I don't. What the fuck is going on in here? I don't even know what the fuck is going on in here. I don't see anything mean. Everything's chill. Hey, dude, fuck, abortion's a charged topic. Fuck, drug addiction's a charged topic. I ain't mad at Allison for getting that shit's charged. Addiction's brutal. Killing babies is fucked up. Wait till tomorrow's show. I think we have Seth Gruber on. See how that goes. I know the topic's crazy charged, but I still like to talk about it. Let me see. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow's going to be wild. I like him as a human being. Hey, what if Tommy goes and sees yeah, fair enough. Okay. You can talk about it all you want. You can have an option, but you can't know what it feels like. Okay, fine. You're right. I can't know what it feels like to have an abortion. I agree. I can't know what it's like to do fentanyl either, but I know that if you do it, anyway, fine. I for me, the part is I enjoy the intellectual part of it and the fact that like ideally in my life, I don't want to pick things up. That's why I like that whole Catholicism thing where you get to go into that pew. Is that what it's called? Is that what it's called? A pew, and you get to admit and tell the priest your sins because basically you're setting yourself free, right? You're setting yourself free. And so the problem is you in life you want to pick up as few things as you can. That's the thing I want my boys to know. You want to pick up as few things as you can. And by pick up, I mean thoughts that you get stuck with. Confession. Thank you, Christine. Confession. Yeah. Confession. Yeah. Confessional. Yeah. That thing. And so you really don't want to pick things up and be stuck with them your whole life. And no one tells you that as a kid. That's why you don't want to start smoking cigarettes. That's it. That's why you don't want to have an abortion. That's why you don't want to kill anyone. That's why you don't want to rape anyone. That's why you don't want to slap a girl. Anything you wouldn't want posted on the cover of the New York Times, you kind of don't want to do in life. You don't want to be guarding anything. Guard things will stop you from being happy, fun, and enlightened. For those of you who are aware of that possibility. Look up proboscis monkey. I don't know who you're talking to, but when I was into insects, I learned about the proboscis. There's this one beetle that has an insane proboscis. It pokes it into the other insect and puts something inside of the insect that scrambles its insides, turns them into goo, some acid, and then sucks it back up. The proboscis. You're not a fan of what guy? Seth Gruber or Tommy? Tommy's cool as shit, dude. Tommy, we didn't even scratch the surface with Tommy. Tommy does some really cool shit. Just big picture, what he's pursuing with his life is fascinating. He's making a run at it, man. He's a motherfucking hustler. That dude's going to be big time. I'm telling you. And he got some shit going on that's like, he's overcome adversity. And you know what I really think that like a pivotal piece in his success is the fact that he did those videos where he goes out on the street and like, if you can knock him out, you get $100, or he'll wrestle anyone. If you can pin him, he'll give you $100. There's something about that that's so vulnerable, putting it on the line. Dick Butter, with some early morning contemplative thoughts. I'm wondering if I should jump in this baby murder discussion. We could do tomorrow's going to be baby murder. Yeah, wrestling videos are cool as shit. God. All right. What do we do for the next 20 minutes? We just end the show. It's kind of boring. I have all these notes. Well, definitely the takeaways is fucking, if you, I don't know, regardless, is make sure you protect your kids, dude. I'm telling you, that theme of kids getting diddled and bad shit happening to them and people's lives spinning out of control, getting into drugs, there's a fucking definite, trend there. Someone wrote this to me in my DMs. I'll read to you guys today. It says, after my level 1 this weekend, I realized 2 things. CrossFit is amazing, and I have always loved Greg Glassman, but this course made both 10 times better, meaning they took the level 1 and it made them love Greg 10 times more and made them love CrossFit 10 times more. Seminar number 2, the seminar staff didn't comment on my CEO shirt I wore both on Saturday and Sunday. Huh. They know who the real CEO is. I'm so excited about this show that I'm starting on Friday. You don't even know. I haven't been excited about really doing any CrossFit game shows. The only reason I like talking about the CrossFit games is because I get to hang out with my friends on the show and you guys, right? So it's like John Young comes on and I get to just hang out with him and fuck with him or whatever. And that's fun. I really enjoy that. The rest of the stuff, and I like meeting the athletes. Like I liked having Justin on or Alex Gazan or whatever. But just the actual talking about the sport, I don't know. It's not my favorite. It's like a 7. But we're going to do a show that's going to be called the CrossFit Games Update Show every Friday. And it's going to be fucking rad. I need people to call in. That's going to be a huge part of that show, to get people who want to call in. It's going to be fucking, we're going to get crazy. It's going to be just, there'll be nothing stiff about it. Nothing stiff. Call in. It's a time to call in and fight with Tyler or John or whoever's on the show, Grundler, or whoever's on the show. It's going to be so good. Judy Reed, your Bergeron show was so good. Yeah, that was, Ben gets all the credit for that. He came on and let it hang out, right? Ben let it hang out. I appreciated that. That was cool. Oh, let's see if the phone works. I didn't even reset it today. Caller, hi. Hey.
Hi, yes, I'm calling for the CrossFit Games live call-in show.
Oh, yes, welcome. What are your thoughts about the CrossFit Games? You're a little early, but we'll take a call now anyway.
No, I can't wait for the CrossFit Games to happen.
Yeah, me neither. What a fantastic. Do you think there'll be a streaker at the games this year?
If his name's Sevan Matosian, I'd love that.
Who wouldn't? What are you doing? Cooking breakfast? What are you doing over there? Cleaning pots and pans? You in the kitchen?
Yeah, I have a dog walker coming over, so I have to introduce her to the dogs.
Holy shit. How rich are you that you have a dog walker?
Oh, we're going on vacation. I can't wait to go see some of the Sevanistas in Orlando. Hey,
how rich are you that you get to go on vacation? Listen to this guy just subtly strutting his shit.
No, it's for my son's dance competition. It's Jethro.
Yeah, I know who
I
it
ain't
is.
that. I ain't rich.
And your son's bougie and he dances. You have a dancing son.
Yes, that's right. He's fantastic.
Hey, do any of your kids make? Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I'll remember.
Do any of your kids make friendship bracelets? The kind where not the rubber band ones, but the kind where there's like 5 strings. Oh, speaking of friendship bracelets, sorry, Allison. We have presents for your kids in my kitchen. Actually, I think my wife put them in a bag and we took them to Greg's house thinking we were going to see you there. Remind me to get those to you. Or if you come over and work out with my wife, don't forget to get those. Your son's going to love the one I picked for him. Anyway, your kids know how to make friendship bracelets, the ones with strings, like you have like 6 strings and then you got to like fold them over each other.
Yeah, they actually used to buy the kit over at Michael's. It's like a
yeah, I know Michael's.
Yeah, they used to rock those things. They'd be all over my house.
Oh, awesome, Allison. Okay, cool.
I used to wear them too when they made them. It was great.
I sat down with my 3 sons to try to teach them how to do that with the instructions and a YouTube video the other night, and I could not for the life of me figure it out. And they were destroying me, basically telling me I was a dumb old guy.
Yeah, those are hours and hours of just fantastic family time.
Yeah, I just want them to do it so that they'll leave me alone sometimes. Hey, how about a friendship bracelet?
You know what shook me the other day? And I hate to say I got triggered.
What? Tell me.
That reel you posted about you guys were at a jiu-jitsu tournament.
Oh yeah, tell me.
And the other family that you know were going to a wedding, I think.
Yeah.
And they had to get tested to go to the 49ers game.
Yeah, let me be very clear. That family also, I love that family, and they did not want to go, but they had to go to the wedding because it was well, I shouldn't say had. They went, but they went. But I love that family, and it's not a dig at that family. That family did not, by the way, get their kids injections or anything like that. But I just thought it was a great story to tell, right? It's like we live in 2 different worlds. We're not even. My kids are literally laying on the ground with other kids spitting in their mouths in a venue that has way too many black-haired people in it, right? It's just fucking Mexicans and Filipinos, and it's all the fighting community in San Jose. And we're in a fucking in a school gymnasium where it's so fucking hot, and yet everyone's having the time of their life, and no one's thinking for a second about COVID. Meanwhile, somewhere else, 20 miles down the road, there's people going to a wedding who are terrified of fucking COVID. It's crazy.
The juxtaposition that you brought up between your kids being on top of well, not your kids, but your kid with other kids on top of each other, sweating and fighting, and just the thought of someone having to get tested to go somewhere to a venue is just shocking to me.
Yeah, it's
I will never forget when I first went to my first jiu-jitsu trial. We had the brown paper all over the windows because we were locked down here in New York. And there was no way that owner was going to stop his training.
Oh,
and
that's
I was just
awesome.
like, wow. Yeah, it was like an underground jiu-jitsu studio. But yeah, no, it's the people there, they didn't care. There are Democrats, Republicans, black, white, Spanish, Asian. It didn't matter at that point. We just all wanted to be together. And it was like it brought us even more together that we were able to do that in that setting. So,
do you think it's weird? Do you think it's weird that there's like a crazy disproportion of black-haired people at jiu-jitsu tournaments? Is it like that for you too? Like, if you see a blonde person at a jiu-jitsu tournament, it's weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's it's funny. It's like
you're like, how'd you get in here?
Blonde people, when blonde people are in the gym, it's just like, whoa, like where'd you come from?
Yeah. Oh, even your CrossFit gym.
No, my jiu-jitsu gym.
Jiu-jitsu gym. Yeah, they're blonde-haired people just don't do much of the fighting. Like Chuck Norris was like an outlier.
No, it's the Portuguese, the Brazilian. It's not the Brazilians,
and the Asians,
Spanish.
Dude. In San Jose, the Asians are just taking over. It's like tennis. They already own tennis. It's not enough. Now they're coming over to jiu-jitsu.
I think there's actually a Japanese jiu-jitsu compared to like the Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Right. That's the original one, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that Brazilian jiu-jitsu is no joke. I love it.
So you're going to see your son dance when? This weekend?
No. July 8th to the 15th in Orlando. Hopefully I'll see a couple of Sevanistas down there. maybe Fergie, maybe Devesh Maharaj, the hammer.
Oh shit. Hey, send me video of your son dancing. I want to see that. I want to show my kids. Is it a competition or what is it? Performance?
I mean, they have nationals all over the place, but this is like their finals in Orlando. So he's looking to take home a bunch of first place medals.
Oh, that's dope, dude.
They're really good. They're really good. And he's pretty blessed to have the ability he has. So we're really proud of him.
What kind of dancing?
Contemporary and hip hop.
Oh, awesome, dude. So awesome.
Yeah, I'll shoot them to you. I can't text you them because, I'm on the Android.
Oh. I'm on the Android.
The Android. So I'll shoot you a DM.
All right. I appreciate it. Thanks for calling in. Keep being a great
All right, brother.
All right.
Thanks, man. Bye.
Jethro, saving the show, doing his part, his contribution for the show. Yeah. That friend of mine that I was telling that story about too, I've told all sorts of stories about. That friend handles it so well. Like I said before, some of my friends don't handle it so well when I talk about them on the show, even though I don't mention them by name. They don't like it so much. Okay. Speaking of white people that fight, let's listen to Tyson Fury from the Gospel Speakers Instagram account for my Jesus-loving constituents. Tyson Fury proclaims Jesus lives on. Tyson Fury proclaims Jesus live on national news. It's cool shit. Here we go. I like all this. I love the Jesus talk. The Jesus talk. Here we go.
Got anything you can tell us about
I have. I've got lots to tell you. Believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and you will be saved.
Is that your reaction to what people who want you off the spotty shortlist?
Believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and you'll be saved.
And what about you being stripped of your belt? I mean, that's you must be very unhappy with that. What's your reaction to that?
Jesus loves me. He loves you too, and he loves you too. He loves these people in here, and he loves everybody in the world. All you've got to do is repent of your sins.
What I'm about to say could be blasphemy, but listen, people, this probably is the greatest heavyweight that ever lived. This Tyson Fury is probably the greatest heavyweight boxer who ever lived. And if you've not seen him box, you need to. Even if you're not into the sport. He's a massive man and he's agile like a cat.
And you will be forgiven.
And do you think you can win spotty? Do you want to win spotty?
John 3:16, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son. Whoever believes in him shall have eternal life and shall not perish.
God, that one hits home. Jeez Louise. Okay. That shit won't be tolerated here. Just like Bajan is the greatest college quarterback ever, shut it. Just shut it. Oh, come on. Oh, if he beats Usyk, he's going to kill Usyk. Do you think Usyk's going to step in the ring with him? Usyk's tiny. All right. What do you mean? I paused it. What are you talking about? I pause it every 6 seconds. You shut it too, David. Assholes. Okay, here we go.
Okay, Tyson. Any final message to those people who've criticised you in recent? There's been a lot of criticism from people in signing petitions to the Scottish national people, to all sorts of people.
Yes.
Just give us your take on it. Do you stand by your comment?
Believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and you will be saved.
Okay, Tyson.
The only way is through Jesus into heaven. That's all I can say. The A to Z, the Alpha, the Omega. Jesus is the way, the key, and the only way into heaven.
Okay, Tyson, thank
Peace
you
out.
so much. Thanks for stopping. Have you got anything?
Out. Tyson is bigger than Mike and better boxer than people think. Dude, he's huge compared to Mike Tyson, and unfortunately I think he would fuck Tyson up. I love Mike Tyson, but I think he could fight Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson. Dude, he fucked the bomber up like 3 times now. It's crazy. No, I wouldn't fucking take a trip to the Titanic. Those guys are fucking knuckleheads for doing that. That is pure. I don't want to say anything bad because I feel sorry for those people. For those of you who don't know, a boat went down to go see the Titanic. It cost anywhere between $100,000 and $200,000 to get on the boat, depending on where you read the story. There were 5 people on this fucking submersible. They call it a submersible, and it's fucking gone. Those people are toast. They didn't find them, right? Yeah, yeah. I don't know why. Whenever I hear that part about God gives His only begotten Son, I get all. I think it's because I have sons. It's just that part fucking hits home. Did you ever see the Superman? I wonder if I can play this. Superman, where they actually do that. That was one of my favorite fucking movies ever, because of they show him up in outer space and he has his arms like this, like he's on the cross, and it talks about how what was Superman's dad's name? About how he gave up his only son to come to save Earth. It's a fucking crazy trailer for that movie. I wonder what year that Superman came out. It's probably 2008, 2010. The movie ended up being stupid. Unfortunately, the ending was like all these icebergs started coming out of the ocean, and it was I didn't like it. But no, it's not God talking to me. No, that Eaton Beaver, that's not. No, it's the fact that I have a son and I can relate. I saw that Dracula movie where the guy had to turn into fucking Dracula in order to save his son. I fucking wept like a baby. It's called Empathy or something, or I don't know what it's called. On a lighter note, here we go. For those of you who have a screen to look at, lean in close. You do not want to miss this. You do not want to miss this. Oh, Superman Returns. Is that what it was? Man, that was intense, right? Did you like that, Adam? It was great until the till the end. God, that was such a good movie. It didn't do well at the box office. I loved that Superman too. He was beautiful. Was that Henry Cavill, or what was his name? Man. Okay, here we go. This is called Glizzy Gobbler. This is real, I think, what you're about to see and what he does with his mouth. Oh, Henry Cavill, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you know what glizzies are? This guy's about to gobble some glizzies. I don't even know what glizzies are. I had to watch this like 5 times, but I'm pretty sure this is real, what you're about to see. It is so fast. I hope it's not glitchy when you guys watch it. It is so fast what you're about to see. Okay, here we go.
From the side, no sleight of hand.
Yeah, what's up, guys? It's your boy Glizzy Gobbler. I'm back at it again, slurping hot dogs in my parents' driveway. Up to no good on a Sunday. Ain't no sleight of hand. Tell them haters, get out of here. No.
Look, that should not be done around little boys. Look at those little boys.
Sleeves, no shirt, no problem. 3 Glizzies. Oh no. Where'd they go? Tell me I'm hiding them.
They're in your lungs, right? That's what everyone thinks.
Yeah. Oh no. No, I swallowed them, boys. No hot dog is known victory over me.
Go ahead.
Crazy. I would not want to have that skill. It's so fun eating hot
From
dogs.
the side, no sleight of
It's
hand.
all the fun out of
guys,
it.
it's your boy Glizzy Gobbler. I'm back at it again, slurping hot dogs in my parents' driveway. Up to no good.
Has anyone
on a
else seen this
Sunday.
technique before? Bye-bye. Just sucks it down. Gone.
Ain't no sleight of hand. Tell
Anyway, thoroughly impressed. Thoroughly impressed. I'm gonna show you this movie. Hold on. Where is it? Dracula. Bram Stoker. Dracula Untold is the movie. Dracula Untold. You want to cry? You have sons? See that movie, Dracula Untold. Dracula Untold, 2014. Great movie. Man, great movie. Dylan Dykes, my ex knew that technique. Huh. John Young eats hot dogs like that. Not nice at all. He's not even here to defend himself. You don't think? Okay, fine. Let's go see Superman Returns. Let me see. Superman Returns. You're saying someone in there is saying that I'm not choosing the right Superman. Superman Returns. Brandon Ruth, is that Superman? Videos. Oh, yeah, it's 2006. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's let me see if I can find the preview for it. Official trailer. Let me see. Oh my God, this is so good. How much trouble am I going to get for playing this if I play this? Oh my God. How good is Superman? Listen to what this girl says in the beginning.
You've been gone a long time.
Even the music's good, right? I want to see if they show him. Let's see.
Even though you've been raised as a human being, you are not one of them.
It's not easy for.
Oh, you're right. It's not Henry. You're right. Is that what someone was saying in the comments? It's a.
She's still in love with you know who.
Oh, you're right. It wasn't Henry Cavill. Let's see. Is this it?
You wrote that the world doesn't need a savior, but every day I hear people crying for one.
God, I'm a sucker. Good drama. All right. Back when superhero movies weren't for kids and just comedy. Yeah, I would say 9 out of 10 superhero movies I regret watching. I like that one. I like that one X-Men one where they talk about the history of Wolverine. That one was cool. I like the first Iron Man. I like the origin story, the Batman origin story. That one was cool. I like all the origin story ones, I guess. There was Avengers I watched. I fucking hated myself for watching it. The whole entire movie was just fighting. It's like, and it's basically a cartoon, or I'm watching someone play a video game. It's horrible. You guys want to see what Mark Zuckerberg's up to? That tournament I went to this weekend was the same tournament that I went to a couple months ago, that jiu-jitsu tournament where Mark Zuckerberg showed up. I don't know if he showed up yesterday. We leave as soon as the kids are done. Here's Mr. Zuckerberg talking. Here we go.
Some of the stuff around COVID earlier on in the pandemic, where there were real health implications, but there hadn't been time to fully vet a bunch of the scientific assumptions. And
oh, really? There wasn't time to vet all the scientific assumptions? I actually didn't know that. Well, dummy me, because I was just going along with everything the censors on Facebook were telling me. But boy.
Here's what's crazy. You ready? It would make more sense if the goal was to save people's lives, to tell people the opposite of what was said. Instead of telling people they have to take it, to tell people that they can't go to the 49ers games. Get your head wrapped around that. Some people think that's like flat earther talk. It makes more sense to say you absolutely cannot go to the 49ers game than to tell people to go, and yet we told people to go. If you had to choose one, which one made more sense? If you just had to choose one, we forced you to be on one side or the other. Like if you were in charge and be like, okay, are we going to allow people to do this, go to the 49ers game, or are we not going to allow? It makes more sense if your goal is to save the most amount of lives. You can't go to the 49ers game. And yet we did the opposite. Oh, fucking wow. What a world we live in. That was pretty cool. That was pretty fucking cool when Max was on here the other day. And I guess my takeaway from is he was freaking out. He had bought what the media said, hook, line, and sinker, and he was freaking out. And that somehow talking to me or texting with me or something he saw on the show kind of saved him. That made me feel really good. I wanted to ask him more questions, but I thought it would be too self-serving. God knows I don't want to be self-serving. Here's these fake tits I was talking about. This one. I don't know what's more controversial, the abortion talk or this, but hey, can I have strong opinions or no facts about fake tits? I can't, because even though I don't have them, actually, I haven't really felt that either. Transgender activist gets banned from White House after going topless at Pride event. But here's the thing. So many guys love these titties. So many guys who are, quote, I don't know if anti-trans is the word, but like that's a hot dude right there. I think 9 out of 10 men who claim that they would never be with the trans would be duped and go with that. I know it's tough, but there it is. Oh shit, wait a second. We need to see that again, so I can pause it. That is a man with fake boobs that so many of you adore. And that is a woman who had her boobs removed. That's incredible. Fuck. Crazy. That's the thing with plastic surgery and all that stuff. I think that shit all just kind of, for me, it just all fits in the same genre. Doesn't matter if you're a dude who gets fake boobs or a woman who gets fake boobs. You're just... It's like dudes who are into fake boobs that's my evidence that you're gay. Andrew Hiller in the chat. Not all fake boobs are created equal. I mean, you can tell yourself that. You can tell yourself that, or you can just accept the fact you're a little gay. Set yourself free. Just a little. Just like, you know, schmidgy. You know, you're a sucker. You're a sucker for it's just you're a sucker. It's okay. How is it? He didn't want to talk to us. That did confuse me a little bit that Tommy G didn't want to talk to Seth Gruber, who is the abortion pro-life guy, but he wants to go to Pervert Park. I don't want anything to do with Pervert Park. There's some shit I just don't want to understand. God, I have so much fun stuff. You guys want to see what it's like in San Francisco? Oh, shit. The flagship AT&T store closed down. Guess what city that's in? San Francisco. Dude, San Francisco is a train wreck. I got to have Blade on here and ask him what the fuck he thinks going on. Look at this shit. This is San Francisco. Thieves target luxury retail in San Francisco. Thousands in luxury handbags were taken from 2 different retailers yesterday. Look at them. It's just fat kids. It's a group of fat kids all wearing basically the same clothes. They run in and they steal bags. Dude, that's crazy. This shit's just happening all over San Francisco. What a mess. Is there anyone who wants to argue with me and say that this isn't a that's a partisan issue, right? That's because of Democrat policy. Sevan is about 40% gay. I am also Andrew Hiller. I am also a little gay, dude. 40% is more than a little. Ken Walters, escape San Francisco. Animals, lazy pieces of garbage, dude. It's crazy. Blade, another great film. Yeah, I was talking about the cop Blade, who's in the comments. I've done a couple of shows with him. I got to have him on. He's a Bay Area police officer. He's in, but not in San Francisco. But I need to get his opinion on what the fuck is going on. Oh no, Yash is doing that. 40% is like 3 days a week. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. I didn't hate today's show. I feel bad because I think he didn't have fun a little bit. Oh, here's one more thing. Dude, the cursive thing. Who was I talking to? Kelly Baker. I should have pushed back harder on her with cursive. I don't know if I agree with this, right? I don't agree with this, but you should hear this anyway. I do not agree with this, but I really like this. That better not fucking be true, Manny. That better not be true. That better not be true. He's saying, and Gavin Newsom will be our next president. That better not be true. Okay, here we go. Action.
Interesting thought for the day. So I've been noticing that schools don't teach cursive anymore. And you may think that's an outdated thing, but I want you to really question why it is that cursive would even matter in the first place. Well, if we go back and look at all the founding documents we have, such as, I don't know, Constitution, Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence, so on and so forth, they've all been written in, guess what? Cursive. So if today's youth is not taught that in school, they no longer know how to read those items, which means they now have to rely on someone else to tell them what it says. So I'll leave you with this. Do you trust the government, or anyone else for that matter, to tell your kids what that important set of documents actually says? Think about it.
I like it. I like it. I don't think that. I think you can still read cursive if you don't know how to write cursive. So I don't know if I agree with his argument, but I think you're fucking crazy if you don't teach your kids cursive. Oh shit. I teach 17 to 22-year-old kids how to sign their name on a weekly basis. Dude. Oh my God. Oh, but Sevan, you'll never need it. It's all on computers. Dude, it doesn't matter. It's not a skill that you want to erode. It's not a skill you want to. It's just like crawling. We don't use that. You do not want that to erode. You do not want to not be able to crawl. I interviewed this lady on the CrossFit Games, on the CrossFit podcast when I worked over at CrossFit. And she said she was in a grocery store, and she was like fidgeting with like the peaches, a big pile of peaches or grapefruits or something, and one of them fell onto the floor. And she was so fucking compromised because of her body size that she didn't know if she could bend down and pick it up. So she looked around to see if she would be judged, like, did anyone see it? And someone did see it fall. So now she felt this social obligation to pick up the fucking grapefruit. Yeah, sorry. I think you're nuts if you don't teach your kids how to hold a pencil in their hand and manipulate it to do the alphabet and print and cursive proficiently. What? Don't worry, you don't need to pick that piece of fruit up. We have a robot here. It just cruises around and picks up pieces of fruit off the ground. Don't worry about that. No, thanks. I'm cool with that. I'm fine. I'll bend down and pick up my own fruit. I'll keep the skill. No, you don't need to. The robots will do it. You don't need to. Oh, you're such an idiot. You're so old. You're so old school. You pick up things off the ground that you drop. We have robots that do it. Pass. I'm telling you, this show on Fridays is going to be off the hook. Friday nights. Some of you are going to become addicted to it. You're going to be like me. You don't give a shit about the games. You're going to be addicted to it. You're going to love it. June 23rd. I already got the two people lined up, John Young and Mr. Spin, Brian Spin. I don't see it on my calendar. I don't see anything on this calendar. I think it's at 6:30 at night. Dude, it's going to be a great build up to the games. It's going to be the show. Maybe I should I invite Pat Vellner on the inaugural show for like 15 minutes? I haven't talked to him in a while. Oh, that's interesting, Yash. That's interesting. Where was that? That's in Sevan, have you done a video on essential skills to teach your kids before they turn 18 or something like that? Yeah, that's interesting. You know where I shit the bed is I should have had them in the water sooner. I wish they were better swimmers. Brian's always welcome on the show. Why not have friend on too? He's always welcome on the show. He could come on right now if he wants. He's always. Tomorrow, please, everyone tune in for Heidi's birthday episode. Oh, shit. We're doing the abortion show on your birthday. Damn. Wish I could have done something a little different on your birthday. I'll postpone your birthday. Maybe I can make your birthday the Friday show. Okay. I don't know how many I've been to. Let's say I've been to a dozen Pride events, 2 dozen, 3 dozen. I don't know. Every event in San Francisco seems like a Pride event. And I just want you to know, this is how they all roll. This is what they all look like. Every single one I've been to looks like this. I haven't been to one in 10 years, so maybe they changed. But this is what they all have looked like. Dudes on leashes, dudes with assless chaps. That's a little kid petting him. I don't ever remember seeing a little kid petting a grown-ass man acting like a sex slave. But that's all what that is. All the events I've ever been to, it's all sex stuff. And it's all dudes. It's all dudes. Except for, like, there's chicks in the audience. And that's why you go. You're hoping there's a disproportionate gay dudes there so you can... Dudes like me might meet a girl who's desperate. But that's what... I just want to show you guys. That's what they all... That's what they all look like. Oh, look, money today. My first money. Why is Yash such a bigot who blocks everyone? I haven't seen anything from him I haven't seen anything from... What is a bigot? I haven't seen anything from him that makes him a bigot. Oh, God, speaking of bigots. Disgusting. Person who is obstinately or unreasonably attached to a belief or opinion. Oh. I have opinions that I'm unreasonable. Oh, wow. So like all those people who think that you should be able to mutilate genitalia of kids, allow kids to mutilate their genitalia, they're all bigots because they're a person who is unreasonably attached to a belief. God, this is such a subjective word. Opinion or faction, especially one who is prejudiced against or antagonistic toward a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular group. Oh, I shouldn't use that word. I don't even know what the fuck that word means. Is Yash a foreigner? Maybe you just don't understand his English. Yash blocks everyone. Sevan, you're one of the only few who can see his comments because he blocks everyone. Oh, no shit. I didn't even know you can do that. My immediate thought, you know, when you're on Instagram and you respond to someone and it says this person doesn't allow people to reply to them, my instant response to those people is you're a bitch. Like I feel like punching that person in the stomach, not because I'm mad at them, but they deserve to have the wind knocked out of them. You're just a scumbag. It's like entering a mosh pit, but you're wearing a fucking like football pads. You're just a cunt. It's really stupid. The morning chalk-up did the morning chalk-up is so fucking bad. God, they really are bad. You guys should just fold. Why haven't they folded? Someone sent me this fucking piece. I can't tell whether I should give it attention or not. These people attention or not. I can't tell if it's better just not to say anything about them and they go away. I was discussing that with a friend this morning. In the summer when Greg Glassman showed his true colors. That's what this article says. Like, hey, dude, You fucking idiots. Why don't you say what he said instead of just fucking expressing your fucking opinion? Like, what do you mean he showed his true colors? How the fuck would you know? That's a quote from some fucking moron named, I think this fucking idiot owns a fucking affiliate. And you are an idiot in the clinical sense. You're an imbecile. What's this guy's name? Prince? I guess I'm going to talk about it. And what the fuck is Tola Morquinho doing with this fucking idiot? I guess there's a lot of fucking idiots out there. Here, I'll fucking pull up the article. This chick Kay Wise, man, you're a fucking douche. You are a complete fucking you're a hideous douchebag. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. No senioritis for the Invictus Bostis Invitational. Invictus like that title doesn't even mean anything to me. The only thing I know about Invictus is that they have Devin Kim and Jorge Fernandez. Other than that, and it's CJ Martin. Other than that, who gives a fuck? Look at this fucking guy wearing a freedom shirt. I went to this guy's fucking Instagram, and there's people like chanting freedom and wearing freedom shirts, but they're wearing masks. A fucking ding dong. Burn Prince. 4 years ago, Burn Prince had a mission to bring inclusivity, diversity to the sport of fitness. Fuck off. What do you mean? It's always been diverse and inclusive. Way more than it's been now. Did you see the CrossFit Games posted that thing on it was celebrating Elizabeth Okunwale as like the most successful black CrossFit athlete ever or some shit? It's like, who black is going to the games this year or last year or the year before? Compared to when Greg Glassman ran it. And Greg Glassman showed his true colors. Do you know that the morning chocolate wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for Greg Glassman? The fucking irony. You want to make it more inclusive? It wouldn't even fucking be here for you to say that shit, you moron. Burn Prince. If it wasn't for the fact that he created it. Do you even know him? No, you're projecting all your fucking small dick insecurities on him. Let me show you how retarded this fucking guy is. Burn Prince. I don't even know if I should. What the author's name is? Kay Wise. It's the fucking whitest Instagram account you've ever been to. Let me find this guy, Burn Prince's fucking Instagram. It's fucking retard. And make CrossFit inclusive. Oh, no, you dipshit. You're going to make it fucking exclusive because you're a closed-minded fucking douchebag. Because you formed opinions around your own insecurities instead of investigating shit yourself. Look at this. Look at this fucking ding-dong. Let me show you this picture I scrolled down here and saw. Oh, look at this. Huh, where have I seen that shirt before? You have a fucking mask on a kid. Sunday, November 8th from noon to 2 p.m. Freedom Family will have its first ever pop-up shop. Love child. How about you fucking hate your kids? Go down here. He's got the black fucking box. Guy is such a tool. Tell me you hate black people without telling me you hate black people. Oh, no, you overtly hate black people. Dude, you are such a tool of the man. You need to fucking go through and dig through your shit. Celebrity trainer. How about sellout trainer? How about bitch-ass trainer? How about racist scumbag? How about that? Burn. And this Kay Wise chick. You want to see her fucking Instagram account? You want to see what a fucking... Talk about someone who has zero fucking life experience. She calls Greg's comments insidious. Or he showed his true colors. She's in the summer when Greg Glassman showed his true colors. There's another fucking comment down here. You mean Floyd 19? Which was to save people in Burn Prince's tribe? Why don't you mention that? Oh, did he have a Hotmail account? Yeah, he's just a fucking douche. She's a douche too. This whole thing is just a shit show. KYs. Oh, how to host a perfect summer throwdown, like you fucking know. Oh, look at, and another article of a games athlete blaming social media pressures. KYs. No shit. Who would have thought you were focused on the victim mentality? Oh, she's a fucking Invictus specialist. A shithole rag. Pointless. Yeah, KY jelly. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, that's a little mean. I bet he's on a droid. That's mean. That's mean. You don't think there's people on the other end of your comments? Kay and Burn, you wouldn't have... What the fuck would you guys be doing if Greg didn't create CrossFit? Have either of you written an email to him? How come you don't specify what he did? You just like smearing him? I pointed exactly what you did, Burn. You celebrate masks on kids. You have black people wearing fucking freedom shirts with their fucking faces covered because the white man told you to. You're fucking double agent. David Weed is old. Good. Justin hasn't written an article since November. God, that picture is gross. David Weed, ladies, find yourself a man that loves you as much as Sevan loves Greg. Fine. Okay, fine. I was going to defend myself, but fine. Fine. Do it. Yeah, that's good advice. Part of your tribe too, Sevan. Oh, right. Thank you. I forget. Sometimes I forget I'm a black man. In denial. Fucking KYs. Boston-based photographer KYs. Writer, number cruncher, Trader Joe's dark chocolate peanut butter cup enthusiast, competitive exerciser, mediocre cyclist, passionate about GHD sit-ups and long intervals on the biker, and doing absolutely zero reporting and only doing propaganda pieces. Have you look how lazy fucking Morning Chalk-Up's layout is too. Look how fucking lazy these fucktards are. Look at this. So everything's like it's like in bullet points. It's not even, who's this written for? All their shit's like this now. How about you just write a fucking article? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I think something's brewing, by the way. I love when people reveal themselves. It saves a lot of time. Yeah, that's true. Sevan gave many HJs back at HQ. HJs. I know BJs are HJs. Help a brother out. What's an HJ? Dick Butter. Sevan always driving traffic to the Morning Chalk-Up. Something is brewing. The author's name is Katie or KY's. KY Jelly. Oh shit! I might have to go. I think I have a big Intel update. Trust me. I'll tell you guys as soon as I know. All right. I forgive you guys, Bernie and Kay. I forgive you. You guys are just ding dongs. Just say what you mean. Do you guys understand what I'm saying, Bern and Kay? Just say what you mean. Don't slander him. Hey, I'm a black guy, and for some reason, Floyd 19 bothered me because a bunch of people told me that it was offensive towards George Floyd. And even though George Floyd's a complete scumbag, when I see a black man with a knee on his neck, I start to empathize with it the same way Sevan empathizes with someone having to do something that's to save their son's life. And so I start empathizing with it, and I make some fucking irrational, emotional opinions. So I get really defensive anyone, even though George put a gun to a pregnant woman's stomach, was using counterfeit coins and driving around fucking high on fentanyl and could have killed children, and was a horrible fucking role model and example for black kids everywhere and all kids everywhere. But I still, when I saw that cop with his knee on his neck, it blurred my thinking. And so I really got upset at Greg, and I'm still upset at Greg for it. And I don't know why. And I'm working through it. And so in the meantime, I'm just going to say that I want to make CrossFit more inclusive. Like, okay, I get it. Cool, I get it. It's like a you mama joke. You didn't handle it well. I get it. But just say what you mean. I actually don't even know what Floyd 19 means. I'm just angry. I'm just looking for somewhere to vent. Okay. I feel you, brother. And my venting may actually be hurting black people more than helping them. Actually, I know it is, but I just can't stop. Okay? Come here. Let me give you a hug. Come on. Bring it in. I love you. Okay. Eric Wise, can give props to our boy Jim for finishing a year of Hero Wads. That guy is an absolute beast. Again, Jim, the guy who did the it's already been a year. He did a year of Murph and then a year of Hero Wads. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, I should have him on again. I want to hear about that. What's wrong with him? What's this? Was Hiller's programming cheaper before he announced it on YouTube? Anyone know? Just wondering. Just wondering. You want to judge the fuck out of him. Matt Suzami here just to support the current thing. Yeah. It's like, dude, it's not even current. That's a good point, Matt. Therapeutic help from Sevan, not helpful. What are you talking about? That was fucking, what are you talking about? How would you know? You haven't experienced it. I haven't given you any of my therapy. How would you know if it's helpful or not? I'm excited to see that video Hiller made. I can't believe more people don't do his programming. He doesn't ever fucking talk about the fact that he does programming, although he has pretty nice size clientele. Do you guys hear that? Oh, why didn't you guys tell me you hear that? Did you hear that time bomb ticking? That's like the phone's fucked up again. I just turned it off. That was weird. Oh, it went from $10 to $40 in a 24-hour time frame. Inflation. Hey, he may be doing it on purpose because he doesn't want more clients. Mason Mitchell, $39.99 is fair pricing. If I do Hiller programming, will I look like him? You will also need to do California hormones. Oh, speaking of which, the whole peptides thing. I got my needles in my bottles here somewhere. I'm going to have a dude on with Andrew here very soon who's going to talk to us about peptides. We can ask him anything. And then if you want to partake, I'm going to try peptides for my arm. Although it is, I think it's like 60% better. I'm taking off my toe spacers. Yeah, California peptides. I'm going to there's guys going to come on and answer any question about them. And those you don't even need a doctor's notice for. You can just nope. I must not be wearing these enough. They don't have that yeasty smell. Yeah, so then you can just go to the California Peptides website and order what you want. So I don't even know what peptides are. I need to ask him all those questions. Sevan, you should do Hiller's programming, take a before and after pic. It's not a bad idea. Cody, Lovelace. It's a good picture. The problem is, that's a great picture. If it's good, raising your prices won't dissuade people. People pay for what they find valuable. Excuse me. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. I gotta go. I gotta figure some shit out. I'm trying to think if there's okay, you want me to finish on this? You want to finish on this? Okay. For anyone who questions whether or not I would be the best at the job at any fucking job at CrossFit Inc., replacing anyone there, let me just say this to you. When I ran the media department, there were the ESPN shows. There was the feature-length documentary. There was the behind the scenes. And there was the road to the games. Think about that. All four. Think about that. Think about that. Behind the scenes, most minutes watched ever of any content. Road to the games. YouTube reached out to us and was like, holy shit, this is some of the best, if not the best, pre-hype videos we've ever seen for any event anywhere. ESPN shows, crushing it. And Netflix. Yeah, David, yeah. It's hard to imagine just some ding-dong like me that smells his toe spacers is fucking the man. I know. Trust me, I'm having trouble accepting it. Ben Bergeron pointed out to me the other day, and I was like, oh, shit, you're right. All they need is me back. He's like, no, you can't do it. Now go fuck yourself, ding-dong. Andrew, talk to you soon. Love you guys. I'll see all you guys soon. Thanks for hanging in there. Thanks to Tommy G for the show today. Love you guys. That was fun. Talk to you soon.